selection for you. The great ones to put off. We've got a wonderful violinist here. Toby, you can see for Toby's there. And yeah, so he's really fussing away with this one. So he's do that way. He's open to this and he's right. So I know some of you struggle with it. You only know, I know you struggle with the rest of the words. So if you want to do the rugby, I'm pretend you know it and mine, right? So we're going to start off with that, the very smart answer. Thank you.
But I'm gonna play this quickly as I'm in a hurry.
Don't forget Jesus, young lady. Talk about Jesus, sing about Jesus, he's coming soon. Hallelujah, glory to Jesus.
Magna Carta stating every man rights to stand and fight. These basic freedoms can be granted or taken away.
Because we are living in extremely frightening times. We've got politicians who are weak and mediocre. What they do is they allow each other to come in. They open the door for each other and they keep us out. They don't know what to do with us. They don't. They don't know what to do with us. They don't know what, they don't know. So what are they doing? They become authoritarian. What they do is they try and take your rights away. They tell us that we can't say certain words. They tell us that we can't go to specific places without some sort of ID. So what I'm saying today is, yeah, we are against digital ID, but also let us be against a weak, mediocre state that is led by probably the weakest, shameless man we've ever had in British politics.
Hello everyone! When I was, and I'm going to talk about digital ID, but when I was young, at school, I was always a bit contrarian, if you can imagine. And one song that always used to resonate with me is Teacher, Leave Them Kids Alone. You guys like it? So I've got a song for us today. leave us all alone. Come on, sing it. Starmer, leave us all alone. Now let's be clear about what they're proposing here, yeah? Now they're going to dress it up in convenience, safety, modernisation. But you know what? Every system starts like this. Every system starts under the guise of safety or convenience. And right now they're telling you it's optional. But I can tell you that when you need it to travel, when you need it to work, when you need it to access services, it no longer becomes optional, does it? It becomes permission. Permission to move, permission to speak, permission to participate. And listen, once everything passes through one system, centrally controlled by the governments, that's when you lose control. How quickly you're banned from visiting your family. How quickly the state imposes its way of life on you. Now, there's a reason people feel uneasy about digital ID, but you can't quite put your finger on it. I'm going to go back to another song. Who knows Hotel California?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one line? And it would always scare me to death. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. And this is what digital ID is. You will never ever be able to get out of it, because once they put it into place, once it's a system that is embedded, you're dealing with something much bigger. You are dealing with infrastructure. No matter who comes. So the simple question is, do you want a government, a country, where your rights exist dependent on the state? Or do you want a country where your rights are your rights?
Yeah.
If they really believed it was for the good of the country, why wasn't it in their mandate? Why are we not voting on it? There's no permission for this, and when there's no permission, there's no consent, because it's something this government has forgotten. That power doesn't flow from the government to the people, power flows from the people to the government.
Yay! Well said.
It's about time we told them, power back to the people. Centralised system, your rights. When you need to travel, to work, to access the NHS, your rights now will become privileges. That's right, they'll become privileges, conditional, revocable, and dependent on staying within the rules. We saw how quick they are to remove our rights. Imagine when they control it from one system. Because once your rights become dependent on a system, they can be restricted by that very same system. So we've got to fight against the system. Everybody see how our rights have been eroded. Conservative, Labour, it's all the same thing, right? Remember when people are arrested for tweets? Oh, hang on, that's still going on. Getting knocks in the middle of the night, not even being told what? That didn't even happen under a distant regime, did it? It happened right here in England under governments that say they believe in freedom, but they don't. They only believe in controlling your freedom. And so I stand with you, with all of you, freedom fighters, because that's what we are. Hang on. No freedom, not permission to be free, but real freedom. The kind that doesn't depend on an app. So let's make sure that we never ever vote for any kind of system that takes our freedoms away. Thank you.
Yay! Woo!
Cunningham has been on a plane and just come back, and she's jet lagged and she was losing her voice, and she's an immaculate professional. She's now going to do more campaigning, and whatever political party you support or don't support, she's been a warrior and she's been very vocal, and thank you for being with us today. And it looks like London might have a new mayor. What do you think, London?
And I told us that digital ID won't pose a threat to free speech, which evidence means that it will. Labour ministers and digital ID were right. They said it will be more easier for access to services, quicker verification, and less paperwork. But we should be cautious when we move power from the individual to these institutions. And despite what our opponents say, it's not about rejecting technology. What safeguards exist? Can participation truly remain voluntarily? And crucially, can the consent still exist without consequences? Because personally, I don't want to live in a society with a centralised disciplinary systems that allow the government to track and monitor us and all our individual movements, reducing the limits of liberty. And if you were to dissent on anything, and you're restricted from transport services, banking services, and the internet, where the threat of being blacklisted, penalised, or excluded from society will compel you to either conform or be completely excluded and alienated from society. Because we're often told if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. But this argument misunderstands freedom. What we see is not about hiding wrongdoing. It's about protecting the space in which free speech expression can exist. And without it, democracy is weakened. When our identity is permanently tied to the government control system, it becomes easier for the government to intimidate us and blacklist us. Because just imagine that you are participating in an anti-illegal migrant protest and they found out you weren't there and you were then blacklisted for using NHS.
Parliament at Holyrood, the Welsh Senate in Cardiff, and also Trafalgar. So handing over to you, Alan, and the team in Trafalgar. Thank you. Well done. Thank you.
For the Together Declaration for Nations Rally against Digital ID. We are meeting today here just outside Scottish Parliament, and there's also people meeting in London, Belfast and Cardiff. And we are meeting here today to say what to digital ID. And what do we want to do with digital ID?
Let's test the mic. Ladies, repeat after me. 07931. You can hear me. Like I was saying, I'm here for the Stratford Digital ID. So if you're from the local job centre, I'm not getting paid for this job. And I know you're looking at me right now thinking to yourself, how comes he's walking? It's a miracle. Digital ID. So if you see any women walking home by themselves, follow them. Because we can protect our family. I miss it, the banter with the police. You be driving in your car and they'll say stupid questions like, who is this your car?
Why am I here? I am history veteran of 25 years. I served in the parachute regiment and the special air in every single country, every single war zone since the 1980s. Why was I doing it? We was fighting for democracy. We was fighting for freedom. Okay, we ain't the far right. We fight for your freedom. We fight for your democracy. But we also fought for the people whose country we was in. Part of my mission is to set up a university, a medical school for females. And you have a passport. You have a driving license. Right? This failed miserably. Veterans like me are used as scapegoats around the world. although we should be champions. We are part of your community and we uphold your beliefs, irrespective of what it is. That's what we do. We are supporting our communities, not just in the UK, but all over the world. We don't want digital ID. Okay? Digital ID cards is going to restrict you. It's going to restrict what you say, who you say it to, what you do, what you buy, and eventually it's going to control you. Well, we want to be proud of that. You need your freedom. I fought for your freedom and I will fight for your freedom again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.